Hey folks, Crazy Cajun here. Today I'm going to make an andouille sausage with okra and tomato over rice. Now, of course, I'll have my chopped seasonings, and we're going to go through some of the steps. I am changing it up today, and I'm going to do brown rice instead of white rice, and I'm going to use this organic Cajun style chicken sausage. So we'll see how it comes out. The longest part of the process is when you're cooking this okra down, because you don't want to have a slime on your okra. Another variation, which I never got to the store to get it, is I thought about adding some crawfish in here. Now, Crazy Cajun, we got to have that seafood, although not all the time, but a good bit of the time. So in the future, I may redo this video with some crawfish. So first thing we're going to do right now, we're going to get our rice prep. And how I do that, I always like to, well, first I use my rice cooker. I'm going to do 1 pound of rice. And I like to go ahead and rinse my rice. So excuse the back, or come on in and you can watch me washing this starch off. I'm just rinsing it up real good. 1 pound of rice in my little rice cooker. I usually measure my water up to line number 3, because you don't want your rice mushy and you don't want it sticky. You're trying to find that perfect balance. Now, with that being said, I'm making brown rice for the first time in here, so there's no telling what we're going to get. But I think I'm going to add a little butter to kind of make it a little richer. So let's go ahead and put some butter in here. Got the rice, I got it measured to a number 3. We'll do, I guess, about that much butter. It's like a tablespoon maybe. We'll get this in our nifty little rice cooker. I got a little button that I turn it on and I say rice. Let me see if there's a brown rice button, because there is a white rice button. Let's see what's what. There is! Lo and behold, I have a brown rice button. Wow! Brown rice, let's get that cooking. Now, we're gonna go ahead and add a little avocado oil to our pan. I love this pan. This is a pan I picked up at the grocery store for a friend for Christmas. I liked it so much I had to go buy me one. And so we'll just throw in some avocado oil, which I think this one's exhausted. And we'll go ahead and get this okra in that pan and get it cooking. And as you can see, I have a array of items between spices and seasonings. I'm going to use some fresh tomatoes instead of the canned stuff. I'm really trying to focus more on going as fresh as possible, although I do use some frozen stuff. I didn't have fresh okra, so I do use some frozen stuff. I didn't have any fresh bell pepper. Well, actually I do. I might put this back and get my fresh green bell pepper out. That's probably what I'm going to do. Anywho, let's get this frying up. I'm going to go ahead. We'll just put the whole bag. How about that? And we'll put this fire on medium. And we're just going to let that fry and cook it up until that slime gets cooked off. I've been having this okra cooked down on a medium to low fire. I started out with medium in the avocado oil and put a little salt. And then I was like, I need to add a little citrus of some sort. So I went ahead and grabbed this because I didn't have any lemon. But this is a lemon basil vinaigrette. And so I kind of put a little bit on that. And then I lowered my fire to low. And now my fire is just on simmer. Because if you can see, there's still a little bit of slime, but not a whole lot. You see when you stir it, you kind of can see some stringiness. That's that slime, but it's just about all cooked off. So now what we're going to do, I cut a half an onion. I like to rinse my produce. So I'll get this half an onion cut up while that's on simmer. We'll go ahead and cut this. We're going to do, I decided to go with, I did have some fresh peppers. I'm going to do this piece of green pepper, piece of yellow pepper, 2 garlics, and 3 tomatoes, I think. I'm not ready to put the tomatoes yet. We're going to cook down the garlic, the onion, and in the peppers until they get a little translucent. I'm not sure if I have any celery. Celery would have been good also. So if I do, I'll look and I'll add a little bit, maybe 1 stalk of celery. We'll just have to get that cut up, and then we'll go to the next step. All right, let's get these peppers washed up because, you know, I'm just a creature of habit with some things, and I just believe you should rinse your fresh produce and rinse your chicken and rinse your pork chops. Now that's just me. And we'll get this cut up and see how it turns out. This dish, oh my gosh, I started making the sausage and okra and tomato when I was pregnant for one of my kiddos. For some reason, that was my odd craving. So I was like, oh, this turned out well. Let me keep on with it. Now, I never made it all the time, and I still don't make it all the time, but every once in a while I'll make it. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I think what I'm gonna do is put a twist to it and add some crawfish. Crawfish would just make this to a whole nother level. It really would. So I'm trying to get this chopped up without chopping my finger. Talking and chopping at the same time. I don't know if I'm that coordinated. Crazy Cajun over here. We've had some oops before. But we'll get this cut up and we'll see how this comes along. And I got a few more recipes in my arsenal that I want to bring to you guys. My wheels are always spinning. I'm always thinking of new recipes. What can I bring? You know, I got sandwich recipes. I got dessert recipes. I got these savory recipes. I just like to cook. It's just a passion. And, you know, I've told you all more than once. It's just cook with creativity. It's an art. I believe it's an art. Get creative and see how your food turns out. You'll surprise yourself, and then you'll want to do it more and more. And there's nothing better than having good home-cooked, fresh food with fresh ingredients, because then you know exactly what you're putting into your body. And, you know, this day and age, they got so much funk in the food. It might make you feel like funk. We want to feel good. So, Crazy Cajun's going to cook with good ingredients. All right, let me get this sausage cooked up so I can get this added to the okra in the pan. We're going to do things in stages. We got the okra pretty much where we want it. So now we'll get this sausage cooked up where we want it. Then we'll add the chop season. By the way, I had some fresh celery, so I got that. So that's all in fresh seasonings. And we'll get the sausage cooked up. Then we'll add those seasonings, and it's a step process. At some point after that, we'll incorporate the tomatoes. I'll dice them up and put them in. Then we'll add our spices and let it get cooking. It's not a real involved menu, not a lot to it. It might seem like it, but it's really a simple menu. It's a simple recipe that you can even cook during a weeknight. I just felt like cooking it today, and so that's what we're going with. And I am a little messy, says some family members, but that's okay. It's okay to be messy in the kitchen, just as long as you clean it up. So we'll get this cut up, and you can come see the okra, see how it kind of changed some colors. And you're not really seeing that slime now. And again, the fire's really on simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and raise that fire here in a minute. Well, when I cut my sausage, a lot of times I'll just cut it in little coins like that, or sometimes I dice it smaller. In this case, for this dish, I'm gonna just put it in coins and get it fried up like that, and then we'll move on to the next stage. All right, the brown rice has finished cooking, and I've transported it to another bowl for right now. I just went ahead and cut up my tomatoes. I've already added some. I'm gonna get the rest of this added up. So now we got our tomatoes in here, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna save my chicken broth in case I need to add a little bit. I want to add some in a little bit. Now we'll go ahead and throw some of these spices in. You can see I'm a messy cook sometimes, but I'll get that cleaned up. Go ahead, slap your mama. Woo woo! This really is a good spice. It's a clean spice too, because it says on here ingredients: salt, black pepper, red pepper, granulated garlic. That's all that's in it. It's very good for you. So we added up a little bit of that. We'll go ahead, let's put up some garlic, and you know, I just kind of sprinkle it and just kind of judge. And oh, and some paprika. We want some paprika. We'll do that. You know what else? I think that's good for now. And we're gonna put this fire back to like between a medium low. And we're gonna get this, if you can see, stirred up. And get those tomatoes cooked down. And then we'll incorporate our brown rice. And I know it doesn't look the greatest, but it's so yummy. Now, the true test will be my daughter's opinion, because she's a texture person. So we'll see what her opinion is. I'm gonna get her to taste it. And here's the brown rice, if you want to come see. We got it cooked up. And, yeah, just, my hand's clear, just wash it. Look how soft and individual greens that is. So, it came out really good. The brown rice button on the rice cooker, it did the trick. So come on in. This has been cooking. You see the tomatoes cooked down. We got these juices. What I'm gonna do at this point, if I can grab what I'm supposed to, I'm gonna start incorporating the rice in here. And as I incorporate it, we'll mix it together, and the rice will suck up some of them juices, enhancing the flavor to the rice. So let's get this mixed up and see what we'll do a gradual bit at a time, because we don't want to add too much. And here I am, messy again, but oh man, that looks so good. Next time we'll put the crawfish and get that elevated level, but man, this looks good. I think this is going to taste real good. I think that might be enough for us. Well, maybe one more scoop. I'm going to do one more scoop. How about that? There, go messy again. It's all good though. Get that mixed up. And here in a little bit, I'll get my daughter to try it and tell me what the outcome is. I just shut the fire off. We're going to let that sit a minute, let them rices cook up. All right, so now the rice has sucked up a lot of these juices. If you want to take a look, see it's how it's sucked it up a lot. It looks really good now. And Ty, my daughter, has helped herself to a little bowl. She's kind of leery about trying this. And I told her to be honest. If she don't like it, say she don't like it. But let's see what her thoughts are on it.
All right. So I'm not a tomato person. I'm not an okra person. So we'll see what this tastes like. I'm sure if you like those things, you'll probably really like this dish. Let's see. So the texture's kind of weird for me. But the flavors are really, really good. With the sausage, I think if you like okra and tomato, then you'll really like this dish.
And I do. And so, but there's her honest opinion, because she don't care for texture too much, but you said flavor was good, right? So, as always, more to come. See you soon.